All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about Tony Ferguson, Charles Oliveira, talk about this fight card tonight a little bit, and I want to talk about Michael Chandler, who I think he's going to fight, all right? Yeah, so if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. You know, I was thinking about this. So I actually just started, I did like 60 seconds of a video, and then I was like, oh my God, my brain. And I started over, and I realized I almost never do that. Like all these videos, literally all these videos, the ones I do on Jesse on Fire, the ones I do with Jesse on everything, they're all one take. Like literally one take every single time. Unless, at the end, I'm like, something will happen. Every once in a while, I'll get to the end and I'll make some connection in my brain. I'm like, God damn it, that reformats the entire video, and I'll shoot it all the way over. But just like, that's really rare. I don't know. I'm just bringing that up because it's pretty amazing that I just knocked these out like this, don't you think? Anyway, I'm just kidding. Except I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. All right? Fuck, man. Can I just give myself one compliment? Get off my back. Anyway, all right, so Charles Oliveira and Tony Ferguson. Now that's going to be a war. A war. Those guys literally, like, it's as if neither of those guys has ever heard of defense. You know what I mean? Like, both those guys are like, the best defense is to literally be attacking my opponent 100% of the time. Like, that's the best defense, is just be attacking all the time. Best defense is a good offense, and I'll just be on offense all the time. And that's on the feet, on the ground, both of them, dude. So that fight has, like, I don't know. I can't get myself to a place where I think it's going to be a better fight than Dustin Poirier versus Ferguson would have been, because I think they would have just stood in front of each other and just beat the hell out of each other. And I think Oliveira has a more complete game in terms of, well, I know he does. His ground game is phenomenal. Phenomenal. And Dustin likes to stand and bang. So, yeah, I think Dustin Poirier versus Ferguson would have been a more exciting fight in terms of, like, two guys, in the fifth round standing in front of each other like, how is this guy still standing in front of me? That type of deal. But this Oliveira fight's going to be a war. And I've been saying, dude, Oliveira's the sleeper in that division. Like, that's the guy that you don't really know. Like, he could be one of the best. He could be like the guy, because, again, when you look at the very top of the division, the top of the division, what do you got? You got invincible Khabib, okay? The only type of fighter that Khabib has not beat now, and I'm not saying that Oliveira would beat Khabib, all right? Like, I'm definitely not saying that. But what I am, like, the only type of fighter he has not beat is a fucking wizard on the ground, like an Oliveira level wizard on the ground. Then that's what was interesting about the Ferguson fight, was like, when they get to the ground, because think about the Gaethje fight. Like, Khabib, in a second, like, Khabib, it's like Gaethje was banging his legs. I'm telling you, watch that fight again. He banged his legs. But then Khabib took him to the ground, and the second it was on the ground, he was submitted instantly, like fucking instantly. Khabib's ground game was so much better than Justin's. It was just, it was like, I'm honestly not convinced that it would take Khabib less time to submit me than it took for him to submit Justin Gaethje. Like, that's how quickly he advanced from where, like, I don't know if a person, even with no experience, would be able to do much better or much worse. Like, he literally just took him down and just was in a submission instantly. I mean, assuming that Khabib wanted to take, mercy on me and not just throw me in an armbar. If he wanted to do the same type of thing he did for Gaethje, like in, anyway, it's not here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oliveira is a different fucking animal, right? And really why I want to see it is I want to see Khabib I want to see him beat every type of fighter. I would love, like, knowing how good Oliveira is on the ground, I would love to watch Khabib just maul him and just go, oh yeah, jiu-jitsu's cool when you don't have a Russian bear smashing your face in, Like, the whole thing about being able to punch, being able to throw elbows kind of changes the game a little bit when it comes to, being a world champion in jiu-jitsu. You can't do that. You win Abu Dhabi, you can't punch people. So, anyway, but I give Tony the advantage in that fight, because, listen, like, Oliveira is high volume, very creative striker, but he's not like a knock your block off striker. He's volume like Tony. They're very similar fighters. Very similar fighters. But I think where Tony is vulnerable now is guys who have big power. I think the fight with Gaethje, if there's lasting damage, which we've talked about lots of times on this channel, which I think there might be, that's going to be in his ability to absorb punishment, not from little stuff. Like it's not, he didn't get, like when Chuck Liddell started getting flash knocked out and other guys like that who historically had great chins and all of a sudden they'd get touched and they'd go out. That started from a big, heavy blackout knockout, with Chuck, I believe the first one was Rashad Evans. Rashad hit him with that monster overhand and just folded him like a lawn chair. And then after that, he started getting touched and he would go out. Tony hasn't taken one of those, Tony hasn't taken one of those. So, there's no indication that he's going to have a real light chin where Oliveira's just going to hit him and he's going to go out. So you would think he should be able to do what he does and absorb punishment, because when Tony hits you, his hands are like anvils with razor blades on him. Like he's going to hurt you, he's going to hurt you on the feet. And again, he's not like a guy you can just take down, he's a 10th planet triple black belt or whatever. And he's got super long legs, so he can actually do all these creative submissions that, short leg fucking assholes like me can't do. Not that I could do them anyway. Okay. Not that I could do them anyway. Right. God, it's so sad. It's so sad. I really should just go do jiu-jitsu constantly so I at least could be like, yeah, So I'd be speaking for me. I can throw a triangle on my kids all day long. All day long. I'll triangle my kids all day long, son. Anyway. So what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, Chandler. All right, so Michael Chandler. It's like, dude, you turned down a Tony Ferguson fight? Really? And I get it. Okay, so here's the thing. When I saw that Chandler had turned down the Tony Ferguson fight, I started watching the video. It was one of the, I don't remember exactly which channel, but I started watching it. And right off the bat, I commented it. I was like, this guy can seriously just go back to Bellator. And that's what I said. When I saw Chandler turns down Ferguson fight, I was like, and I didn't even watch what he said. Then I watched what Chandler said, and he's fine. He's fine. What he said was, he was like, no, I don't want to fight in December. Why don't we fight as the co-main event for the Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor fight, which is 100% correct. That's exactly what they should have done. Tony Ferguson not getting on that undercard is stupid. That was a stupid decision. I know he's anxious to fight, but you want as many, especially Tony, you want as many eyeballs on you as possible. Why would you not want to get on the biggest card? That's by far the biggest pay-per-view. By far the biggest pay-per-view that's upcoming. I don't even know what card he's on for Oliveira. I could have looked that up, obviously, but it's certainly not going to get as many eyeballs as Conor and fucking Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean? Think about your career, my dude. It's all about eyeballs. And Tony fought on the undercard with Khabib, so casuals who saw Khabib Conor, they know, everybody knows Tony pretty much now. But the real casuals who might end up, dude, it's a no-brainer. That's what he should have done. He should have gotten on that card. They just should have gotten on that card. And it's a better matchup for him, I think. Michael Chandler has not demonstrated that he can beat a guy like Tony Ferguson yet. Maybe he can, but he's got short limbs, right? He has short limbs, and taking Tony down is not advisable. So I don't know. I would pick Tony in that fight, but yeah, I don't know. Here's what I think is happening. I think that what's going to end up happening is Michael Chandler's going to fight Gaethje on that undercard now. I think Gaethje and Michael Chandler will be the undercard for Conor and Dustin, and the winners will fight each other. And I would imagine that'll be Gaethje and Conor, and then unless we get Khabib back and Khabib fights Conor, which is what I think Dana is driving towards, like I've said many times. Yep. So, and the other thing too is Justin Gaethje for sure wants Dustin Poirier again. He wants to get that win back, and I think he actually will get it if they fight again. But I don't want to sound like I'm hating on Dustin Poirier. I love Dustin Poirier. He's a tough bastard. I just think stylistically, Conor is just, again, if a guy's going to stand with Conor, the only way that I'm going to pick them is, do you have such a granite chin that you can absorb superhuman damage and then get to the place where Conor slows down and he becomes human, and then maybe you can beat him, you know? Like, because if you're standing with Conor, dude, you are not going to win in the first 2 rounds. Like, he's going to fuck you up. He's going to fuck you up bad. I get goosebumps thinking about it. Like, Conor, how good Conor is on his feet, literally thinking about it, like, gives me goosebumps thinking about it. I'm so fucking excited to watch him fight again. It's like watching Khabib, man. It really is. It is exactly the same. Like, when you think about the greatness these guys have, and that is what Conor is. And I realize a lot of you guys don't realize that yet, but you will. But you will. I think this is going to be the best Conor that you've ever seen. And even if it was just the Conor that fought Eddie Alvarez, that Conor beats the shit out of Dustin Poirier. Anyway, that's what I got. So that's what I hope happens. I hope it's going to be Gaethje and Chandler as the undercard for, the co-main for Dustin and Conor. That would be incredible. And they're going to, I mean, the only thing though, actually, now that I think about it, they have to pay Conor so much that they really like almost can't put other big names on the card and have it be a profitable fight. Really, like that's, you know, you just go look at the fight card when Conor fought Cowboy. It was light, man. One of the lightest cards ever. Like, there's just no one on it, you know. And I don't think that's an act. Oh, I know what I want to talk about also. Tonight, right? Tonight. So I will always pick Figueiredo to win by finish until he proves me otherwise. And also, dude, I'm gonna tell you who to watch. Special one to watch. Watch Daniel Rodriguez. He's a welterweight. He's fighting Nicholas Dalby. Nicholas Dalby's never been finished. He's a savage. Daniel Rodriguez, okay, he's one of these guys where I didn't know who he was, and maybe 3 fights ago, I caught him just on an undercard, and I was watching him, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? He is a savage, dude. He has massive power, super fast, super crisp striking. He's a killing machine, a fucking monster. He was supposed to actually come on my show, and then he flaked, and then he was on Instagram smoking a blunt, fucking asshole. But he's awesome, so watch that guy. Daniel Rodriguez. Who else? You got the guy that did that jump fucking spin kick knockout. Shevchenko's sister. I mean, Valentina, I can't even imagine how heavy a favorite she is. Like, she's got to be... betting on her is probably, like, just, you know, you bet $1,000 to win 100. But anyway, that's what I got. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Peace!